All right, guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do, we continue the story of X, issue number 14 from Dark Horse Comics, almost concluding the war for Arcadia. This guy looks like, that Iron Man villain, but he's not. It's basically a mask. So we don't know. Well, we're going to find out in this issue who he is. But he is, this is a story for another day, I guess. I mean, if I'm concluding the war for Arcadia storyline, I think I stop doing X comics. Not that I don't want to continue, but it's more like, I already have a couple of ongoing series that takes a lot of time to, well, not time, but my channel is more better, I think, if I'm doing shorter stories instead of continuing. And don't get me wrong, I like Ghost, I like X, but at some point, and I don't even know if I have all of them, all of the comics. We'll see. Anyway, so we have this guy called Gamble. He's from volume 1, issue number 1, I'm sorry. And he was hired by two brothers called Llewellyn, and this is the one only left. And basically, I don't know, he has a plan to get rid of X, probably, maybe. Anyway, but X is in trouble because he's been thrown into the Arcadia River to drown, right, naked, because Lord Alamout is taking his identity. And why? Well, here's the story so far. Lord Alamout is taking on the guise of X and is about to bring the end of the War of Arcadia. All the various power structures in Arcadia are threatened by Alamout's plan for unification, and he will stop at nothing to eliminate this threat. Basically, that's it. But there's also some mysterious things going on that I didn't know. It's about X's cape. It seems that this reddish blood that doesn't dry up. So this science guy says it's just typo negative, nothing unusual, but it should have been dried up, destroyed it, but it won't act like normal blood. We dropped acid on it, froze it, ran a torture with it dried, and then it turned moist again. The really weird thing is it learns. Took 20 minutes to recover the first time we used acid, 6 the second, third time it was back in 15 seconds. So Alamout says, practical applications? No. Well, he says, don't bother me, but or don't interrupt me. Unless it's useful. And then we go to this guy who is working with two sides. He's not a good guy, he's not a bad guy. Sometimes he's worked with X. He's also working with Carmine, the mob boss. And he's just, right hand or something. And he has a fling with this girl, but there's a lot of double crossing here. So it seems that she's working with Diana Goretti, who was also once upon a time working for Carmine Tango, but she's now has a bounty on her head, and so these two are in cahoots with each other. And she says, I've been juggling a lot of situations. Frankly, it's all got a bit out of my control. You're close to Carmine Christie. I thought you might help me in return for certain considerations. Yeah. I mean, come on, you're lying on bed, two gorgeous women. Yeah, sure, why not? Probably that's not where it's going. Also, this guy's alive. I thought X just killed him in the last issue. It was the issue before that. But it's still alive somehow. I don't know. So, all right. That's going to probably continue in later issues. Anyway. So this guy's been thrown into the window, and it's Carmine. And he's been, not X. He says, call a meeting. No weapons, get everyone here, you the man who can. We're going to announce you turn control over to me. Objections carry a penalty of death. Let's not dawdle. Carmine, dawdle. Never heard of the word. Oh, wait. Sorry. Yeah. I had to sneeze, that came out of nowhere. Oh yeah, so this guy's getting robbed and he's blind, but then X without no clothes. He says, you got no clothes on. I know, you've been warned. And he said, it's him. They're running away. So he says to this guy, the streets are safe, go home. And he's struggling. You need help. I can get what I need. Go home. All right, so he's preparing for Judgment Day or something like that. Meanwhile, we have all these mob bosses here probably coming together. And he says, hey, come in, what you doing down here? Aren't you running the show? And then, your attention, please. We're here tonight to celebrate the end of the War of Arcadia, a war that I have won. Nah, not really, but still. So Carmine is basically acknowledging that, turning the keys to the kingdom over to Lord Alamout, right? And for most of you, nothing changes except that you answer to me. The new age is the age of X, and I will be obeyed. But then this crime boss says, that's not him. What do you mean? How do you know? The X killer talks different from that. It isn't him. So this guy says, he's not the X killer, it's a con job. You never did learn to keep your mouth shut, Julio. How do you know? Do you know, Carmine? Right? Maybe. I don't know. So this guy's trying to shoot him, and then this ninja guy comes in and cuts off his hand. Didn't we say no weapons? Must you learn the hard way? Some are frauds. You shouldn't be afraid of me. You should. Side with me and you lose nothing. Fight with me and nothing on earth will protect you. All right. Ads. So also Carmine is now banishing people. Like, oh, I know you're also working with X. You need to go before I find you, and maybe I won't remember you, but probably I will. So this guy's boasting, basically, how do you say, dominating this crowd here, right? The city's political infrastructure is gutted, waiting for us to rebuild it. Under my control, Arcadia will become a power. You will profit beyond your wildest dreams, he says. But then he's getting shot in the neck or something. Who dares? I do. And it's X. He's basically destroying this collar, this chain on his neck. Because that's his signature, right? This collar, this dog collar. This guy's so badass. All right. So he's taking care of the ninjas. This is between us, Alamout. Get them out of my way, or I'll do it myself. All right. So this guy wants to attack while they're, distracted. But Carmine says, "Shut up, Johnny. I apologize. I didn't recognize you. You weren't expected. If you point a gun at me, they drop you where you stand. Is this a war of nerves then? Do we stare at each other until one flinches? This isn't a game. When it was anything else. The markings, people, the warnings, what did you think you were playing at? Or is that your delusion of law, of order, of fair play? I plan to take your head this time. Don't make it too easy for me." All right, so they're having a fight. Well, looks great, but, Alamout is no pushover, right? He's also impressed about the fact that he survived, I could teach you a thing or two about cheating death and dealing with it. I've fought men like you before, tracked in ego and calling in the world. You fight me with my own weapons, thinking to humiliate me. So this guy still wants to do it, right? But Carmine says, nope, we're not going to do it. Because the stars said so. Anyway, it seems that X is losing. You'll forget I am the master here. All you've done of your whole life, you've done for me, to pave my way. You're one man against legions. How could you ever have won what you wanted? Some things are just not permitted. Your dreams of power never more than fantasy. I'll build on your efforts now. Your work is finished. Your life is over. Your reality is death, and death is all that's left you. Cool. He says, nothing is real. You said that. What? Everything's permitted. It adds. And then he pulls a gun and shoots him. You're an idiot. I decide who lives, who dies. You're predictable. Die, he says. I underestimate you again. You're the nightclub owner, Levin, Michael Levin. Okay. I was. Next time, who knows? So, wait a minute. We'll come to that in a second. No, next time. Do angels will to carry you to paradise? He says, no, please stop him. Now he's dead. Every breath is held. Every earrings with the sound. It was a night of surprise and threat, of brutal response paid by the humiliation of fear. Something snaps, unfocused and violent. So they're all battling each other, Alamout's warriors against the mob gang. But then X shoots a bullet. The war is over. Arcadia is over. I won. Any questions? Leads to the next issue. All right, so this is the last issue of this Arcadia war, right? And then it depends on where the story is going, but I think then we'll close out. But going back to Amut, or Ahamut, I believe that's how you say it. If this guy is supposedly be him, but he says, next time, who knows? So does that mean is this also a mask? Just like this one? He looks like the Mandarin, by the way. So, and maybe, just maybe, the real Ahamut is still there. And this is just a flunky, that's been trained by him. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, but it would have been cool, right? If that's the case, and then the real Ahamut is still, walking around. Because I think he's a good antagonist against X. They are evenly matched, but he's cheating. I like that also. Anyway, great stuff. Guys, let me know in the comments what you think about it. Yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.